As the slow process of jury selection continues inside the courthouse, small groups of supporters and protesters have gathered outside the judicial precinct in Lower Manhattan, expressing vastly divergent views about the historic first criminal trial of a former U.S. president.
Nobody wants to talk about how Donald Trump did nothing wrong. Nobody wants to talk about this corrupt Judge Merchan and his corrupt daughter.
This is about what happened in 2016 when Trump tried to squelch information that he viewed as prejudicial to him. He broke the law in doing that. We believe that Alvin Bragg has a good case and that there will be a fair jury of New Yorkers there to judge the information and the law and make a decision. We individually and collectively are glad to see that Trump is finally being brought in front of a judge in a criminal case.
A large media contingent is camped outside court, along with a tight security apparatus given the defendant in the case, who's also the presumptive Republican nominee in November's presidential election.
This is a trial that should have never been brought. It's a trial that is being looked upon and looked at all over the world. They're looking at it and analyzing it. Every legal pundit, every legal scholar said this trial is a disgrace. We have a Trump-hating judge. We have a judge who shouldn't be on this case. He's totally conflicted. But this is a trial that should never happen. It should have been thrown out a long time ago.
As the politics of the moment clash with the realities of a criminal trial of a man running for the highest office in the land.
Jury selection is not going to be easy in this case. Judge Merchan is probably going to go through maybe hundreds of jurors to find 12 who can be fair and impartial. Everyone in this country has an opinion of the former president. Some think he's a criminal and an insurrectionist. Others think he's a hero who's being treated unfairly and railroaded by our criminal justice system. To find 12 who can put those feelings aside and come into this courtroom and decide the case solely on the facts and evidence in this case is no easy task.
He also believes Trump is likely to take the stand in his own defense.
Trump doesn't have to testify, but I think he will testify. He testified in the New York civil fraud case, and this case is as much for the courtroom as it is for the court of public opinion. And Trump is in the middle of an election year, and he will take the stand, and he will talk to the American people and those undecided voters. I think him asserting his right to remain silent, I think that will be used against him by undecided voters.
Potential jurors have to answer key questions before being admitted to hear evidence in the trial. This includes where they live in the city, where they work, questions about their personal or familial ties to Trump or the Trump organization, their religious beliefs and its impact on sitting for the trial, and what they read in terms of news consumption, among a long list of questions. At the White House yesterday, President Joe Biden was asked if he would be watching the trial. He politely shook his head no in response. Shervin Bryce, SABC News, New York.